Welcome back, second graders. This is our first math lesson on the mobile platform. Today we're looking at hour, half hour, and quarter hour, lesson 12.1, page 333 in your math packet. Go ahead and get that out. And while you're getting that out, boys and girls, let's review our clocks. I know you don't have yours at home, so just pay attention here with me. And boys and girls, can you tell me what does the shorter hand on the clock point to? That's right. The shorter hand on the clock points to the hour. And the longer hand, boys and girls, points to what? The minute. Good job. All right, so how many minutes does it take for the hour hand to move to the next hour? If it goes around the clock one whole time, then it takes 60 minutes. That's why we have a 60 here at the top of our clock. And then, boys and girls, can you tell me how long does it take for the minute hand to move from one number to the next? 5 minutes. Good job. So we have 5-minute increments as we go around the clock. And the little tick marks are 1-minute increments. Good job. One more review question for you before we get started on our worksheet. What's another way to say 5:30? If I wanted my clock to show you 5:30, how else could we say that? We could say 5:30. Good job. And then we've been working with quarter of an hour. Do you remember how many minutes are in a quarter of an hour? That's right. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So we have hour, half hour, and quarter hour. Let's take a look at your worksheet, boys and girls. Your worksheet takes you through the parts of the clock a little bit like we just did. And then it gives you some examples. 7 o'clock looks just like my clock here with the hour hand at the 7 and the minute hand straight up. 7:30 or 7:30 would be here. If we wanted to see 7:15 or a quarter after 7, we have to go to the 15-minute increment after 7. And if we want to see a quarter of 8 or a quarter to 8 or 7:45, our minute hand would be here. Did you notice when I moved the minute hand, my hour hand moved also? Here, it's a quarter past 7, and our hour hand is closer to the 7. And as time goes by, it gets closer to 8 o'clock because we're getting closer to the 8 o'clock hour. Good job, second graders. Let's take a look at your worksheet number 1. The directions there state for you to write the letter of the correct time in each box. So I went ahead and I made a little clock here. And the first clock you see looks like this one here. Boys and girls, what time is that? Well, my longer hand is my minute hand, and it's pointing straight up, which means we're at the top of the hour. And my minute hand is pointing straight up, and it's showing me it's the top of the hour. And then we have the hour hands pointing over to 3 o'clock. Boys and girls, that's showing 3 o'clock. So what letter should you put on the line? 3 o'clock is letter D. Good job. All right, and then if we go ahead, let's turn the paper over, and you're going to match each clock to the correct time. Boys and girls, make sure you pay attention to those minute hands and hour hands. I know they can be confusing. You just saw me get confused with what I was saying, but I did know how to tell the time and what time it was. So looking at the first one, the blue clock, what time is that showing? The hour hand's pointing to the 9, and the minute hand's pointing to the 3, or the 15-minute mark. So 9:15. Go ahead and draw your line, and I'm going to let you do the other 3 on your own. And then, boys and girls, you're going to write the numeric times for each clock. So what time does the first clock show on number 6? The first clock shows 8:30. Good job. So you're just going to show me 8:30, just like this. You're going to take your paper and you're going to write 8:30. Okay, good job. Then, boys and girls, if you go down to numbers 11 through 18, you're going to write the ordinal number. And if you remember, ordinal number is the number that you get in, like when we go in number line order. So A number 2 in ordinal numbers is said how? How do we say that number? If you're not first in line, you're behind the first person, you are the second person in line. So boys and girls, the ordinal number should show us the nd sound, right? So the number 2 with an nd behind it, just like this. So on number 12, we have a 17. Do you remember how the ordinal number for number 17 sounds? That's right, 17. And which two letters makes the sound? 17th. We should have the TH behind it. So that would be how we show second. This is how we show 17th. And you'll go ahead and figure the ordinal numbers for numbers 13 through 18. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and set it aside. You can give me a call, you can text me, you can email me, or you can wait for me to reach out to you later today or tomorrow. Okay, boys and girls, if you have any questions, go ahead and do what you can. And remember those questions for when we talk. Thank you. Just remember, boys and girls, that in the Bible we learn that work, money, and time are gifts of God, and they can be enjoyed and used for His purpose. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.